All right, good peoples, back with another one.
What's happening?
ODD. We switched it up. Ain't no CAST, it's POD. A whole lot of spelling for Domo. Start early. He's like, God damn it. Nah, but in all seriousness, thanks for joining us once again. We got to do a quick special UofL breakdown. Shout out to Big Win at Pitt. A win's a win.
A win is a win.
A win's a
A
win,
win
dog.
is a win. A win
And
is a
there's
win.
and with wins, there's always good things. There's always bad things. There's always some Welsh. You know what I'm saying? It was a good game though. You know what it is playing against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I feel like for some reason, I don't know why, but I feel like that is Brahms like kryptonite right now. Like he for some reason he can't figure them out. In conference, play them every year, but like essentially his first year, like they knocked us, you know, out of a chance to be able to play in the and to have a chance even to have a undefeated season and maybe get to the college football playoff. And then I don't remember last year what it was with
We
Pitt.
beat the crap out of
Yeah, we
them.
beat it.
We beat the
Yeah,
crap out of
and I
them.
think that was like a vengeance of the first year. But then like I don't know, something going into this game made me feel like, and maybe it was the first year, it just made me feel like it was gonna be one of these games.
Right.
Because you've been watching the team, and it's like we we're undefeated. It's cool, but our schedule is really soft. So it's like we should be undefeated. As a fan, you looking at how we win these games and what should be improved on. And so, like the first three games, I feel like we understood and knew what would need to be improved on. So I just didn't feel good going into this game. So that's my initial take on the pregame.
I will say, but like before this, that's why I thought the James Madison game was important because you got to fight against him. I mean, you're going to have to dog it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it was like,
yeah.
no matter, like, that's going to get you prepared for the Pittsburgh slate. And then we didn't know Virginia was really going to be this good. And then you got Miami after that. I didn't know Virginia spent the second most in NIL in the ACC. So
And
kind of
I
makes
didn't know
sense
either.
why. Kind of makes sense why they're good. But anyways, these next three games is going to be more about dog fighting. Maybe the Miami game is going to be a little bit more about execution, but if you get better week after week, then it kind of builds up to, itself in that format. But I'm just kind of like, I knew it was going to be a dog fight, and that's what I was worried about because I'm like, are y'all fighters? Are y'all football players? You know what I'm saying? I know y'all good. I know y'all athletes. I know y'all this. I know y'all that. But y'all ready to fight. And then in the trenches, too. That's what worried me.
Yeah.
So,
See, to me, bro, if I'm gonna like analyze the team just over the three games before this one, it was to me like the offense hasn't helped out the defense, and it's been vice versa in years before that with
mm,
Brom. Like the offense has, you know, been rolling, scored a lot of points a game, but the defense has, kind of let up and had made the offense have to score those points to win games. But this year so far, like our defense has been pretty dang on good, but our offense is leaving stuff on the table. And I feel like we got weapons everywhere, bro. I don't understand why we can't put it together or haven't been able to put together a complete offensive game, I should say, before this game. We'll analyze this game, but I'm just talking like looking at the James Madison game, looking at the Eastern Kentucky game, looking at who do we play after James Madison?
Bowling Green,
Bowling Green.
Eddie George.
Yeah, Eddie George. Looking at all those games where it's just like feels like there was just more to be had offensively, where it's like we should be able to we should be able to play through those kinks in the game. So like adjustments in the game. You don't go into a game, you treat every opponent the same, but we both play football. Like sometimes when you playing an inferior opponent.
Right,
So
right, right, right.
So you have to work on stuff in game, like, tough stuff in game because like sometimes you can't rep that in practice. Like in practice, it can be, this is what we're doing. This is the situation, blah, blah, blah. But if you're in a game, it's just different. I feel like there was times in those games that we should have been able to, you know, adjust or do something differently to like, help progress the offense to where it wouldn't be in the spot like it was, against other teams. So, you know.
Breaking down the three early games before you get into Pittsburgh. Maybe it looks clunkier when your quarterback is still adjusting. Like, quick side note before we still going, like Brom said earlier this week, this is the first time he's ever done cadence. Like he's a graduate transfer quarterback. It's the first time he's ever done cadence. Could you imagine? I'm just saying, I can imagine that learning a new system, then on top of that, captaining a new ship that you've never driven before. It's going to take some adjustment.
But so, I mean,
I'm not making any excuses.
no,
I'm
it
saying Brom
is.
knew what he was getting into when he was bringing them in at the
It
same
is, but
time,
at the
kind of
same
deal.
time, bro, like, and that's where me being a coach, bro, and understanding things like I'm watching, I'm in the middle of it now, like watching, my kids that I had in little, travel ball.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
they're playing middle school ball, and they just lose. You can easily see how they can lose recipes, bro, because you teach these kids different things, like so for example, like what you said, like on my team, Ali Elite, like we had cadences, we had code word for cadences. You know what I'm saying? We had all of that. When you go to a team and you progress, and then y'all not working on those things, then it just you lose recipes. So it's like I don't understand how a kid that's a fifth year senior, like you said, graduate transfer quarterback has
The
never,
California groomed,
yeah,
over
has never
groomed
has never
quarterback.
done cadence. Like I just don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand how some of these teams consistently stay in shotgun the whole time and don't, because being under center, bro, is like it shouldn't be a lost art, but it's like, bro, it's the fundamentals of football. Like when you first learn football, you learn how to put your hands in the center, how to how to interlock your thumbs
Mm-hmm.
together like that, and
Mm-hmm.
so when the ball snaps, it automatically grabs. You learn all these things, and then it's just like you're not being able to utilize them because y'all think shotgun is better. And it's like you get on the center, you can do play action, like easy throws to get your quarterback in the game with all this
Three-step
stuff.
drops.
Yeah, just
Three-step
simple
drops.
stuff, bro. So I don't know. And I just think, I don't know, I'm just to the point now where I think it's time for Brom to understand, like, I understand the first year. Like your first year, you go get Plummer because
Right. Understand it.
you coming in, you feel like you got to be in win now mode. You got to win the fans over. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And you did.
Success.
And then last year, like with Sharp, like understand that too. And he's probably the best one that we've had. But like it's three in a row. So you like graduate, graduate, graduate. We can't keep doing graduate transfers, bro. We have to get us somebody in here that you can trust. That's you get as a freshman or a sophomore that you feel like can sit there for a year, learn the system, and then give it over to them and let them run the system for 2 or 3 years and recruit that way. You know what I'm saying? Still have the quarterback competition in training camp to just see how your quarterback reacts to adversity, but we need to have some groomed talent. That way, we not doing this adjustment period every year. Because you got to come in from a new system and all these things, and you got to learn this system and learn how the coach likes this and learn how your receivers like this. We've been able to retain our skill guys, which is hard to do these days. So it's like,
Mm,
I feel like we need to be able to do the same thing at cornerback.
yeah, because we've shown we could do it at other positions that are just, I mean, not just as impactful, but just as important when it comes to the ceiling of our offense. And why can't we do it at QB? And These are sentiments that you've echoed. And then on the scheduling front, I don't know, somebody tried to come up and was like, we ain't play nobody. They gonna lose to Pitt. We ain't play nobody. I'm kind of thinking like, so what if we didn't play nobody? Like that actually helped us this year. Like if we would
Yeah,
have started off with a Auburn down in Georgia or something like that or whatever, and we had to come in and he had to figure it all out from the get, it wouldn't have looked good. It would have lost even more confidence. Like it actually helped build because of the makeup of the team
right,
this year. So
right.
like I think that'll work to our advantage going forward too. I think we play Georgia next year if it's still on. I think since they switched to the 9 game SEC, I don't know if we still play them or not. But
Yeah,
just shit like that, where it's like next year, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna bring in a brand new quarterback and then just start him at Georgia with a brand new team?
and
Because
that's just where I'm at, bro. Like it's in Brown year 3. I know, as a fans, we can be nitpicky and hard, but we just analyzing what we see, and that's all I'm saying.
Mhm.
Like right now, I'm analyzing what I see is just like we need some continuity at quarterback play. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
and I've heard this from multiple like Rodney said this on the pod too. So I'm like put y'all's clips together because y'all echoing the same sentiments and also like I think it's important that there's a place where there's like Brahm critique. Like feel like we're so in love with Brahm that we're scared to critique him as a community, as media, as whatever. And it's like, no, I still love dude. I think he's a good dude. I just think he just needs to adjust some shit. People are a little sensitive to me. All right, cool. All right, let's react to some of the game. What you think about this?
I was talking to Stu, and he was like, he don't trust our DBs right now.
I don't. I I don't.
But see, here's the thing. To me, I think it's more of a schematic thing than anything, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been saying this about Ron English since he's been back. Is like I like I always like our front. Like I feel like we've got, more size over time that he's been here, but then he always makes it to where it's like a 5-man front. Like it's like you know what I'm saying? So he walks the linebacker up on the line. The linebacker's standing up, but he's on the line and it's a 5-man front. But that only leaves you one safety. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? In the back,
Yeah.
like one high. So
You have talked to me about this, and then you leave a single high or whatever.
yeah, so it's just like, sometimes it looks like the DBs aren't doing a good job, but sometimes it's just,
But they're doing
they
their
don't have
job.
no they don't have no help. And
Right.
that's one of the hardest to me, bro. Playing cornerback is one of the hardest positions in football, bro. Left tackle, quarterback, left tackle, and cornerback are the hardest positions on the field because you by yourself. All three of those positions, you're by yourself. You don't have any help. Like you left tackle, you might get a chip sometimes, but at most of the times you don't have any help. Uh, at cornerback, you might get somebody over top in the shell,
Maybe.
but
But yeah,
or
right.
you
That's what
might
I say.
run a zone. But
How many times a game
them
you gonna
first
get
couple,
that?
yeah, them first 7 to 10 yards, you by yourself. It's just what it is. So um, it's just a hard, position to play. So it's all about alignment and schematics to me. Like if you can schematically get them together and put it together, and I understand why Ron English goes the five front sometimes because I don't think we've ever been, we've never had those big 330 pounders. I think it's just as we get better as a team and recruiting, I think we'll start to get those guys. But over time, I think he used the 5-man front to kind of hide the issue that we don't have, the bigger guys up front, the 330 pounders. We're right on the brink of 300, but we don't have those big 330s, 320s, 310s.
Yeah.
That can, stop the run by themselves.
Right. So then
Will
I
say he
got you.
always finds him a defensive end though. I don't know
Always.
how, but he always finds him a good defensive end.
Always. What do you think about Chris Brown. I said Chris Brown. Chris
Chris Bell.
Bell's Chris Bell's consistency throughout the game, starting from play one.
think I think it's needed. You know what I'm saying? I think it's needed. Not only for us, but for now I'm talking, for him. Like, um, he has an NFL type of body. Like, it's one of those things where, you start hearing the noise. So like at the beginning they were like, I think I forgot who they said mock draft he was, but he was like, top 5 receiver in the draft, just
Mm-hmm.
based on his potential, his frame, all that type of stuff. So I just think it needs to be Miller Moss's go-to. You know what I'm saying? When you're in a pinch, find him on a comeback route, find him on a back shoulder, find him on a slant, something. He has a big body that he can go on the middle and catch the ball. So like it needs to be his go to. And I think the 10 receptions in this game kind of really show like what he can do. But you gotta get him involved early. You gotta get him involved early. You can't be late.
Shout out to the dog Nate Kariski right here. Goes to church with us. Watch my man get baptized, and he baptized the defender right here. Bam, nice play. Yeah, I thought that's the reason we won the game is because 10 catches, 135 yards. You gave Miller Moss what he needed in order
Yeah.
to in order to even get comfortable, leading to what he eventually did. Right here, another one. Slant, exactly what you were talking about. And what do you think about changing our run game once it wasn't hidden early and then going to our short passing game?
Well, I mean, that's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. So this is what I saw in the James Madison game. And And I feel like that's what it has to be as an offensive play caller and like what you see. You have to play to your team strength. So like Braun is an ISO running type of guy. He likes, old school runs, stuff like that, which is cool.
Right,
But if you don't have the offensive line for ISO blocking and getting your double team down to the linebacker and
right,
all that
right.
type of
Second
stuff,
level type.
you're gonna have to move it. So in that game, we couldn't move, we couldn't redefine the line of scrimmage with them for anything. So when we went to the zone, we scored a touchdown. Isaac Brown hit his head on the goalpost
Right.
because he's able to press that angle and then find this cutback lane. So I feel like it needs to be more of that in the run game. Like okay, look, we've tried the way I like to do it, but I got a back that can run in any type of offense. Like he can run zone, he can run 3 tackles, he can catch the ball at the backfield, he can do anything. But we have our most, crucial plays when we're able to zone block. Because, our offensive line might not be able to handle bigger defensive linemen straight up. So he moved on to the short passing game because if the run's not working, you gotta replace the run with different other stuff. So like
Mm-hmm.
short passing games, screens, dumps,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
stuff like that that
And even
looks like a
RPO action.
run.
I saw some
Yeah,
RPO action I haven't seen. So
it looks like a run,
uh
but it's not technically a run.
Skinner scored on it. The RPO action. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So what do you think about this this interception turn turn reception? Can you see it?
Yeah. Hold on, go back a little bit.
This is what I was talking about when I said I thought he wasn't settled in because when I saw this play, I was like, that should have been an interception.
Interception. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
seeing that,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
and do you think he wasn't seeing it right, or do you think like the pundits be saying, let me get this out the way. Pundits be saying like his arm just isn't strong enough. You know what I'm saying? Because it seemed
I
like
think it's I think it's the first one. I think it's the I think it's the first one. I don't think he's seeing the field. I don't think he's seeing the field because he's just he's back there in the pocket. I feel like he don't be feeling the pressure. I don't feel like he's realizing, what's coming to him. I feel like he thinks he has more time than he has. I just think he's not seeing the field properly.
I,
He's I think his I think his mental clock is sped up because he's like, I need to make a play, I need to make a play, and he's pressing. That's what I think. That's
I
my
agree.
opinion.
Do
That's my opinion.
you think Skinner was the right play on this? Talking about him holding the block right here, dipping out, and then him not even really. It seems like he was locked in on Chris Bell. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna make a
Yeah.
play type shit or something, which he did. But next play, you come down and you see my man drop. Thought he was gonna go to the flats, came back down to the seam and snatched it away. So it's like it was two back-to-back plays where it felt like
And
you
see,
wasn't
like that
you
right
wasn't
there is
seeing it.
telling me that he not only is he not seeing the field, but he had his eyes locked on somebody. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because
Which
if
is
you
what
look
he
at that
just did
play,
the play before.
yeah. So if you look at that play from uh the other view, you got a crossing route, like a little check down crossing route that's wide open.
And just like he had on the previous play
Right.
that he threw the right there.
Like you gotta take that
Right there.
underneath right there. He's wide
Mm-hmm.
open. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I can't see the number. I think that's Colin Lacey, but he even threw his hand up like, "Look, I'm right here. I got great
Right.
grass."
Right. And that's what
And I
and
think
that's
that
what you want to do.
sometimes the quarterback, bro, I just think that's happens too. Is like you want that big play, but sometimes the little plays turn into big plays.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta be able to take the little plays to keep the drive moving, to keep the drive alive. Cause see, that's what I don't understand sometimes about people, and that's like understanding like how football is complementary. Excuse me. Sometimes you want to blame the offense, you want to blame the defense, but it's like if your offense is not on the field sustaining drives, even if you don't score, even if you don't um kick a field goal, just have the ball for a series, for more than one series. Give your defense some time to rest over there. Like time of possession is a thing for a reason. Like, especially like if you're not like a explosive team and you don't get a lot of chunk plays and you might not be that great offensively, but you can sustain the drive, like time of possession is a lot. Because if our defense is good, then that's giving them time to rest and get get ready to go back out on the field. Even if we don't score, we giving them a chance to say, okay, we holding down the series. We ain't just 3 and out, we ain't just 6 and out. You know, we holding down at least 2 or 3 series before we even got a punt. I put some points on the board, and that's just giving them some time. So I just think it's all complimentary. Football is just all complimentary.
What do you think about the punt play that was so controversial yesterday? Do you think he was pushed enough into him for there to be a flag thrown?
I don't know, bro. I hate fucking special teams penalties, bro.
Me too.
Don't get me started on special teams penalties.
Me too, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. But
Like,
you probably talking personally.
uh, yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know if it was enough or not, but
I don't I I don't know. I really it is enough. Don't get me wrong. It was enough.
right.
And you know what it is? Just for people who are like, man, it's a line, whatever. He shouldn't have done the whole I put his hand up and act like he never did that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
slightly
when people
push
do
him.
that,
Just
yeah,
slightly push him, bro.
when you put your hands up,
You
you
tell on
look like
yourself.
you tell on yourself. Yeah,
You tell
I
on
agree.
yourself, bro.
I
And that's
agree.
and that's what to me what made the ref even throw the flag was that you walking away like I didn't touch him, but and then I have a
Right.
dude running into your guy. Yeah, I'm gonna throw the flag. That's just how I think of it. It's like, you could have got away with it, but you didn't. You know what I'm saying? Be better at it. So, let me see. What other stuff was I gonna ask you about? I felt like, after he threw that interception, Miller Moss did a much better job of the short game.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. What do you think? Is this our tush push? Do we tush push twice?
Oh no, bro. That fucking tush
Look
push,
at,
bro.
did we tush push up him?
Tush
Because you
push,
remember
bro.
the first one was a score by Miller Moss on the tush push. So, you know,
Yeah.
I hate that play, by the way.
What do you think
Absolutely
about
hate it.
what do you think about that play?
I hate it.
Okay, okay.
Absolutely hate it.
I was gonna say why. Okay, and in your opinion, why do you hate it? Why do you hate the play?
Because I care about the. I don't think so.
So you say you
Like,
don't
that's
care
just
about the
me.
offensive lineman?
That's just me. Like, consistently,
Why? That's a. I mean, we love as an
you
offensive
hate cut
lineman, bro.
blocking
We
though, don't
love
you? You hate cut
we love
blocking.
that type of stuff. Like as an offensive lineman, I love trying to
It
impose
damn
my
near, it's
will on the
damn
other
near cut
side. Now,
blocking. It's damn near
I
cut
don't like.
blocking.
I do hate cut blocking. I
It's
can't
damn near
stand
cut
cut blocking.
blocking.
I
And
do.
if we want to take things out of the game that's
It damn
not,
near is.
because I
I can't.
can't, you know,
I can't
everybody used to
disagree
be
with it.
cut blocking.
I can't
You know,
disagree
running
with it.
backs can't do it unless you can't do it unless you're in the
I
box.
can't
Now it got to
disagree
be
with
two
that.
by two with the lineman or something like that. Even if you would try to attempt it, and like, or so many things you can't, you know, which I totally understand. Like, you can't hit a dude up top and then another dude hit him down low. Like, that's terrible. Shit like that. So I just, when you're outlawing so many other things that you deem dangerous, how is this not deemed dangerous? Is my thing.
Yeah.
And that's, other than that, I don't care. Like, people are like, you should get rid of it and this and that. If a team is good at it and you can't stop it, I don't know what to tell you. They have a quarterback who squats 700 pounds. Get you a quarterback to squat 700 pounds and run a tush push. I don't know what to tell you. Plus, they do it very well too. So it's like, that's my
Yeah.
perspective. Is
Man.
like, this thing is, I think it can be
Yeah.
dangerous.
I don't think it would even be a. I don't even think it would be a. I don't think it would be a problem if it's like if you didn't have like your the the backs in the backfield pushing. Like if it was just like a quarterback
A
sneak type of
glorified,
thing, like it wouldn't be a. We wouldn't even be talking about it. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because it's
And you're
like
right.
that's all it
It's the
is.
pushing,
It's a
because they used to
quarterback
be
sneak,
outlawed,
but you
right?
just
That
get
you couldn't push, right? So
glorified
that's why it's
quarterback
like,
sneak. That's all it
why
is.
that makes it more dangerous. For I just imagine being at the bottom as a defensive
Yeah,
lineman, Pauls, that, you know, I'm already, you know, I've won my match. I'm still going, but then I get a second wave. I'm on the bottom,
yeah,
and they'll just crush. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't see how that ends well. So, you know, but yeah. And then
yeah,
let's see. Speaking of throws, what are we talking about?
yeah.
Right over the middle. That was pretty easy. I'm not gonna lie. I like it though. Settle in.
And see, this is when I felt like he started to come in, like right, settle in
That's a
right
good
here.
ball.
You know, because that 17-0 looks way worse
Right.
you
We gave
if you're
them
giving it up
7. Right.
defensively. But
Exactly.
he threw a pick
And people
six.
don't understand that
So like
our
you we
defense
gave
play, like,
them
they look at the
we
number and be
gave
like,
them
our
six.
defense 17 points in
Yeah.
the first quarter. Like,
We
no,
gave
our
them.
offense gave them 7. Our defense played well. So,
And that's why I said football. That's why I keep saying football is complimentary because you can't just look. Sometimes the stats don't tell you everything. Like it just doesn't tell you everything. So it's one of those times. Like the stats ain't telling you everything. Like you're looking at 17 nothing because I was out yesterday. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't. I just looked at the score like 17 nothing. Like I told you, I just felt it. Like Pitt, I'm like, bruh. When I seen Pitt, we had Pitt on the schedule. I was like, for some reason, I just feel like they gonna give Brown a hard time. Nardee's gonna give Brown a hard time. And I looked at the score, and then I said, "Oh my god, bro!" And then I went back and watched it. You know, from that point, from 17 nothing, why it was that. And then like this right here, what you showing on the screen right now is god awful. Like, how do we not have? How are we not protecting the boundary? How do we let somebody get over
I
top?
thought the same
And
thing
then,
too.
bruh, why the hell didn't you take more time off the clock, bruh? Like everything was just bad, bro. Everything was just bad about that sequence. Like offensively, you should have took more time off the clock.
Yeah,
Defensively,
it was a
how is
bad
that
first
happening?
play.
Just to where there's nobody protecting the boundary and nobody
People,
protect the
I
over
didn't
top.
see, but people
Like
act like that they
we want to
thought that.
keep them
Yeah,
in.
I don't
Like,
understand
come
that.
on, I don't
I don't
understand. He was
understand that.
dead
I'm
wide
sorry.
open, bro.
Yeah, so that's
I
just
don't
busted
understand
coverage,
that.
which I figured. So yeah, I'll give that.
Yeah. I understand.
What's your view?
And that goes back to what I'm
Right here,
saying.
this view.
Can you go back some, Marcus, on that? Can you go back some to that quarter to that touchdown? Just to the touchdown to go nah, back some more, like to where you can see the line. The line. Okay, pause it. Pause you can let it go. Pause it at the okay, so right here. So we had four at that time, but usually we have five. So we got four rushing, right? But then now you put in one of those guys that's not usually in coverage, and now they in
Mm,
coverage. So that's what I'm saying schematically and the confusion sometimes, I think that's what happens with our DBs versus them just getting beat. I just think sometimes it's just a schematic thing to where it's like confusion and,
yeah.
stuff in the
Yeah, I agree
back
with you
end.
that
That's my
we have
opinion.
a few of those,
That's all
man.
I was wanting to show.
We have a few of those. So, hey, made you pay. That's what happens. And that's good. Get that shit out your system because Virginia, you'll lose. Miami, you'll lose. You're gonna lose.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's what we wait. I think we waiting
What
on
do you think?
them to have a complete
My
game. We
man
haven't
starts
had a
the
complete
second half.
game
Look at
yet.
this no look.
We have not had a complete game yet.
Look at this.
And that's just what you gotta do to Chris Bell, bro. He's like a AJ Brown. He's like a DK Metcalf. He's just a big receiver. I'm not saying he is one of those guys. I'm saying he's built like one of those guys. Like get him on square ends, get him on square outs where he can easily box out his guy. You know what I'm saying? No matter they got tight coverage, he's so much of a bigger framed guy that he can literally box out his coverage because of how he's built. So get him some easy stuff. Square ins, square outs, comebacks, hitches.
But nonetheless, less. Did you see the offensive lineman who here you go. This is the progression that I started seeing throughout the game where I'm like, check down. He took a couple later in the second half, but I feel like Brown might have gotten in his ass pause after he threw at pick six, and it seemed like he was starting to take what the defense gave him, which kind of started opening things up. Like
Right.
not really opening things up, but finding our consistency in the short pass game, which here we go. You know what I'm saying? Just take what they give you.
Take what they
Get out.
give you.
You know what I'm saying? So
And that turned into like a 14, 15-yard game. You know what I'm saying? Like every big play don't have to start as a big, have a lot of airtime.
right. And then on top of that, it goes back to what you were saying, complementary football. Maybe I don't need maybe we're not gonna score a touchdown every single time. But
Yeah.
take these couple short ones, give us a couple first downs, change field position, give our defense make them go 85 yards. It changes the whole perspective and what do you think about this play?
My, hey,
My gosh.
I'm gonna tell you what, that's a game saving
Yep.
touch
Yep.
interception
That
right
was the
there.
play. When you talk about
That
defense,
saved the game.
whew,
That saved
yeah,
the game.
defense wins games, bro. And
Yeah.
what I mean by that is
That saved
this.
the game.
That was a 14-point swing
That's
probably
just
on
a
this.
player. That's a player making a play right there.
I like
That
him a lot
saved,
too.
yeah, that saved the game.
That's crazy.
That saved the game, quite honestly.
Shout out Antonio Watts. Whew.
Yeah.
A little seam. I think he got smacked on this next play. Yep. Yeah, our run game consistency just ain't there. It's just a consistency. And like you
Yeah.
said, it could be schematics could help a little bit. But that was a big play right there too. That would have gave him the ball right back with, damn their points on the board.
I
So
like Tomlin Lacey's toughness, man. To be a shorter receiver, man, that's a tough
he
kid.
is. He is. I like damn near everything about my man. I for real.
And I think for
Yeah.
some reason, bro, I just don't think we're not healthy at running back right now for some reason either.
We're
I
not.
think they might have a little bit to do with it.
We're
We're
not.
not healthy.
I will say I didn't like Isaac Brown's pass block in this game. He gave up 2 sacks, I'm pretty sure. Or if not, the other was a
Yeah,
hurry that turned into a sack or whatever. But so Isaac Brown got to get better at that if you want to play in the league, you know.
that's the
Yeah.
one you talking about right here.
Yeah, and that comes back to awareness on the running back. Like don't curry out your fake. Get back over there. Like even if you
Yeah.
smell it, your head and your awareness should already be there. So like, wham, give yourself a chance. Because if not, you're not even gonna give yourself a chance. You're gonna get ran through. So at least give yourself a chance. Get 2 steps in there or something. So, but yeah, and then oh yeah, did you see the offensive lineman get hurt for Pitt and then him start then they were like cussing at each other, like us. He was getting carted off the field saying "F y'all, you suck," all
No,
that
I
stuff.
didn't see that. I didn't see that.
What would you say if someone was getting? What would you say to somebody if they were getting carted off the field after he just got hurt and he was saying "F y'all, y'all suck," all that? Would you say something back or just be like, "Man, get his weak
Was he
ass off
saying
the
it to
field"?
his teammates or was he
No, he was saying it to U of
saying it
L
to Louisville? Oh,
as
okay.
he
Well,
passed
shit,
him.
I just kind of just let him go, bro. You hurt. Your pride's hurt right now. That's how I would say it.
Your pride's
That
hurt more than
second
your
pick,
body.
and that's see, here's what I'm saying right here. Like that second pick that they threw, another one, bro. We needed that. That's the complimentary football.
Yes,
Because even though we
yes,
didn't score off the first pick, the drive alone to get away from the goal line to flip the field position just a little bit, like every offensive drive ain't gonna be perfect. You're not gonna score on every one, but give your defense some space to protect the end zone. And I think they did
yes,
it on the first
exactly.
drive. Even though we didn't score, we punted, and then we get to this drive right here off the pick, and here we are.
Exactly. I thought when he gets his feet planted and like he doesn't, he'll throw a little high sometimes when he doesn't get his feet planted. He don't stay on top of the ball, but like, he hits so many people in the numbers multiple times when he just sits back there. So I'm like, that gave me confidence
I
on
mean, he
that.
has it, bro, because
That's what I'm
he
saying.
carved us up 2 years ago.
And then
So,
this
like,
RPO play,
it's not like he doesn't have it. It's just we waiting to see it.
I thought that was a really good play call, and it was
Yeah.
executed effectively. So really good play call. You want to play the run so heavy? You want to do this? I bet. Y'all want to be 1-on-1? I bet. Is that Clev Lubin? No, I thought it was Clev. That was
Now
good
I need to
pressure.
know because I did not see. I did not see. But what
Good move.
happened? What happened to where the first quarterback gets out the game? Did they just make a change or did he get hurt?
I think Narduzzi made a couple head scratching decisions, and that was my main one. So you're gonna switch your quarterback up midway through the fourth quarter and bring him in to win the game while you're down? That's weird to me. I didn't
Okay.
like that. I
I
didn't
was
like that.
confused. I was like, I didn't know if he had got hurt or what. I didn't know
No,
what the okay.
he just made a change, and we knocked him out of the game last year. This quarterback, so he
Yeah.
hates us probably. But yeah, this right here. And TJ Quinn dropped an interception earlier in the game that was just like just a midfielder like catching a ball, like hit him directly in his hands. And I was
Yeah.
pissed. But he came away with 2 other interceptions. This was a big one.
Hmm.
That's what I'm talking about defense again, y'all. It's not that the offense only scores like 7 points. Defense swings that mug. They were about to score
Yes.
7. They were about to do this. Now it turns into a 14-point swing if you score. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You got so
and
much depth right there.
gosh, yeah, they were playing up. They were shooting them gaps. They weren't playing.
I hate pistol.
Me too. I hate I hate it. I hate it.
So far for the running back to travel.
Man, I hate it. Oh my gosh.
This was a heck of a throw.
That was a Tyler Shuff throw. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what nobody says. He's not like Tyler Shuff. He couldn't be that's not his ceiling. All right, what's that? What is that? Oh
It's a
my
good
God.
throw.
Aaron Rodgers is the only person that throws balls like that in that stadium. Now, you feel me? Pause. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, like that was a hell of a throw, bro. Bro, look at our kicker. Look at our kicker. Look at him. He don't know nothing about tackling, but he's there. Shit, that was a big play. What do you think about our kickers though? Did you see one? Did you see him? He hit a 57 and he missed a 56 or something like that.
I don't think we've ever had a kicker that gives me this much confidence, to be
And
honest.
we have two of them. We got a short range one who ain't missed. Then you got a long
Yeah,
range one who I'm sorry, bruh. People don't understand this if you don't pay attention to NFL or the AFC North or Pittsburgh Steelers. To kick a 55-yard field goal in that stadium is like a 60-yarder anywhere else, bro. And then you got the wind swirling. It's different. I'm trying to tell you.
man,
Look
right there
look
on
up how
that
many.
water.
Look up the
Yeah,
percentage of look at the percentage of 50 plus field goals in that stadium in comparison to the average of the league. Look at it.
yeah,
I'm just keeping it a buck. So I'm like, I really impressed me. That really impressed me. So, um, yeah. And then I just like the toughness and fight of our defense. Man, we so um. But I will say about our running game is that's why I'd be like, y'all have potential, right? Y'all finished the game off. Look at that. I mean, don't get me wrong. You can look at the end of the game and be like, well, you know, they defense was tired and they've been out there and you know what I'm saying? But we see glimpses of it. So it's just like, you know, keep it
yeah.
coming along. Keep it coming along, bro. But we needed to pause a little faster than, whatever. Did you see the ball boy?
Yes, I did. I did
Hold
see the
on.
ball boy.
What are you
I
thinking?
did
Hold on.
see.
Louisville ball
I did
boy.
see the ball boy.
Let's see. Let's find it real quick. He did though.
He got it back
Nigga. Back
though.
up, nigga. Fuck you mean, nigga? Pussy ass nigga. That was entertainment, bro. That's funny, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Can't nobody take none of that personally. That's pure entertainment. That is comedy.
Yeah,
That was good. That was good. So,
yeah.
and
So
then, um, what other stuff? Let me stop sharing my screen so y'all ain't gotta see my baby no more. I feel like I did have some notes. We talked about most of them. You hit a lot of that. Did you see the Virginia FSU game? Any of it?
I did.
Does Virginia
I
scare you?
did. I watched it all for the most part. Yeah. So here's what I always say: the ACC like is unpredictable. Like you will tell yourself like we should beat this team, we should win, but I just think
Man,
it's an unpredictable conference, bro. Like it's some tough teams that you don't think are tough, and
yeah, Virginia's
so
good. Not good.
I think they did a lot of good stuff in that game to you know to showcase who they are. Talked to Scott, he said he felt like Florida State just kind of
I agree.
was overlooking
What they
Virginia. He
played like
thinks
it. I don't know if they were.
to get to
They didn't play as like on point as you would think they will against Miami,
yeah
right? So you're right. Yeah, Virginia look good to
yeah
me. They're gonna be tough. They're always tough. They always play them tough. So I want to say a funny story real quick. This is gonna wrap all the way back around to Cardi B. So I'm at Virginia's football camp. I only went to like a few football camps in high school, and
okay
we going through drills, working out, blah blah, blah, and somebody's like, "Yo, that's blah 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 over there. That's it." And I'm like, "Who's that?" And they were like, "You don't know him? He's the kid. He's a sophomore. I'm a senior, I think." And he's like, he's the kid that they kicked to
yeah
4 times in the game, and he took all 4 of them back. And I was like, I'm not from here. I'm not from Virginia, so I don't know who you're talking about. They're like, yeah, he's cold. His name's Stephon Diggs. His name's Stephon Diggs.
yeah
He ain't even working out with us or nothing. I don't know. I'm like, I have no clue. I just keep moving. You know what I'm saying? And then years later, I'm like, I see him in the
right
NFL. Oh no, I saw him. Where'd he go? Maryland? Where does Stephon go? Maryland? So I saw him go to Maryland, and I'm like, I
yeah
wonder how good it'll be because Maryland's not. You feel me? Then he gets to the league, he's balling, blah blah. So I'm like years later, and then now he's Cardi B baby
mhm,
daddy. Boy, boy, boy. He was cold though. He was obviously cold. And then so it's my
yeah.
Virginia story. And Angela went to school with Don Staley there at Virginia. She was a hooper though.
Oh,
She
for
was
real?
cold. Louisville
That's what's up.
plays South Carolina at the Yum Center this year. I'm gonna have to go. And then
packed game,
Will
I should
we?
say. It should be a packed game.
Did you have any thoughts about Jordan Travis speaking on playing for Bobby Petrino, saying he didn't like how he got treated and was depressed because he's not used to a quarterback?
No, everybody, bro. Everybody
Okay, I
knows
just
how
want to make
Bobby
sure.
coached, bro. So it's like before you got here, bro, you should kind of know what kind of coach you was coming where you were coming into. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, bro. I just don't. I don't be subscribing to sometimes to some of the stuff like when like I understand, bro. Like we are people. Football players are football players are people, and your feelings. You don't want your feelings hurt and yada yada. But come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like we know what type of game this is. Tough coaching is tough coaching. You know. So now I don't think you should ever say anybody sucks and you don't belong to be here. But
Right.
I don't know, bro. It sounds like Tua
Oh
talking
God.
about Brian Flores, bro, to me. That's what it sounded like. That's what it sounded like
Quick
to me.
hitter. Um, CL Brown put out something about UK should get it economically makes sense to get UofL off their schedule, going to 9 SEC whatever blah 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 schedule.
Hmm.
Bro, does UK have any chance of getting back on their feet in the SEC? Do they just need to go to like a different conference or something? Like, I mean, like, is it Stoops?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I just think that's a
That's
hard
what I'm
question, bro,
saying. I've been thinking
because
about it.
like, some schools are football schools, or some schools are basketball schools, but then some schools have turned out to be, both. So it's hard to get, you know, people to come to Kentucky. Kentucky's known as a basketball school. Lexington is just there's nothing to do there, bro. I tell people all the time, like I can't stand that place. I lived there for a year, went to school there for a year. You know what I'm saying? I don't really vibe with Lexington, but neither here nor there. I just think it's hard to sell that place, bro. And then if you don't have somebody like a Vince Morrow, like doing what he did up there, getting you the players and the guys. It's tough. It's tough to compete in the SEC, and it's a little different now because the talent is everywhere. Talent is everywhere now. So it's subjective. The portal is moving people around, all that type of stuff. They need to find a new leader at this point because I don't think he's doing anything to help. But it doesn't help that they in the Southeastern Conference playing against Georgia, Alabama, all these teams, but I can't even say
They're adding a new
Florida,
team.
Tennessee.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a 9-game SEC. Like, do they think they're gonna win? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
Vanderbilt's better than them
yeah.
now. Mississippi State's better than them now. Everybody's better than them. But at the same time, I will
Mhm.
say, just like Indiana, y'all are Signetti away. Y'all are John Summerall, Tulane. Go get him. But it feels like when Calipari and Stoops got into it and Mitch Barnhart seemed to pick Stoops' side, it seemed to turn out very bad. I seemed to we want to get rid of Cal. Good. Well, the double side of the sword is that you got to keep Stoops because y'all paid him all that money because y'all sided with him and he sucks. Like he's like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say he sucks. He just big holes, man, and not a lot of improvement. So he don't suck. He'd probably be
Mhm.
a good defensive coordinator. And then what y'all gonna do? Do y'all play this week? Titans.
Yeah. But I told you, bro. Y'all don't believe me, bro. Y'all don't believe me. When I tell you I'm a real fan, I'm a I'm not just one of those fans that, oh, we got a chance this week. I want to give you the real. If I feel like we have a chance, I'll be like, okay. So like I felt like we had a chance the first week against Denver. I knew we were overmatched for Kansas. I mean, not
Mm-hmm.
for Kansas City, but for St.
Los
Louis.
Angeles.
Wow. Los Angeles.
It's sad. I knew what you meant.
And then I felt like we had a chance. I felt like we had a chance last week against Daniel Jones, but our coaching is just inept. Like I was telling people at the barbershop on Friday, I said, I hate to say this, I hope we lose so we can fire our coach.
It's that bad because it's that bad. Like seriously, bro.
It's that bad. And then Cam is not
I
playing
agree.
bad, bruh. He just doesn't. He just doesn't have the requisite help that he needs right now. And I feel sorry for our defense because we cannot sustain drives long enough to keep them off the field. So our
Right.
defense is fighting for their lives. Like they're keeping us in games most of the time, but they get tired. So yeah, bro, I don't know. It's the 0-3 bowl today against Houston. So we'll see. I don't trust it. We had fucking L'Jarius Sneed talking about in the uh some interview time this week, talking about they asked him about Nico Collins. He's gonna say who. It's like, bro, we can't say that. Like we're 0-3. You know what I'm saying? Like just be like, man, just give him his respect. But I feel like if we can do what everybody else has been able to do against Houston, which is pressure, because their line is awful. We can pressure, we'll have a shot. But if we don't get any pressure on
Long day.
CJ Stroud today, we don't have a. It's gonna be a long day.
Yeah.
We don't have a shot.
But like, I don't know why I just thought about
We don't
this,
have a
but
shot.
I'm like, I think about this like in your head, where if your defense can start out on the offensive territory, it's like smooth water for them trying to swim. As soon as they get past 50, it starts turning into choppy water. You know what I'm saying? So then you wonder why your defense is so tired, so
Yeah,
this and that, because you're not giving. Every time you put them in there, they in choppy water. They stay in choppy water. You feel me? And that puts more pressure on you.
every
It
time,
changes the way you can even
every time.
scheme, what you can, you know what I mean? That changes everything. So like, I don't think people understand that enough too, where it's like, it doesn't matter if they're professional football players.
Yeah,
There's a way the game's played where momentum is bigger than just we can overcome this. It's like when you put us in that position too many times, opportunity it's going to eventually bust. Opportunity is going to present itself and blah blah blah. So speaking of that, are you worried
every
about
time,
Baltimore
bro.
Ravens?
A little bit. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go off the bandwagon like everybody else. All these analysts and stuff. I get it's their job, but I am worried about that
Me,
defense.
okay.
I'm worried about that
Where does that?
defense.
Where does the Bucks? Where does who is? What's the problem? Is it the defensive coordinator? Is it Harbaugh? What is it?
I think it's a little bit of talent and Zach Orr. Oh my God, Carson was just threw a duck. Sorry, that was a duck. I think it's a little bit of both. As far it's a mixture of things. They're hurt right now, so your biggest lineman, like
Yeah, yeah.
Matabike, your run stopper, your guy on the inside, he's on injury reserve. Last week,
Mm-hmm.
Calvin Noy, even though he's an older guy, like he's
Correct.
your sack leader, he's not on the field. And then the production from your guys that are supposed to be like your up and comers, like what's his name, Owe
Way.
Adafe,
Yeah.
he's not doing anything. The AJ Green dude or whatever his name is, I think the
Mm-hmm.
dude's last name is Green. I said AJ Green. I don't think that's his name, but Green. Like your guys that are supposed to be these up and comers, y'all not making the plays that y'all need to make. So last week, disparaging 7-0 on the sacks. And then y'all gave up
Yeah, that's
225
terrible.
yards on the ground. Like that's just
That's
not
not.
Ravens. That's just not Ravens football. And then it's just like it's unfortunate for Lamar Jackson because we base quarterback play in this
Right.
league off of wins and losses, and like he's done everything he could in these games to win. He hasn't turned the ball over. He has 9 touchdowns through 3 games, and he scored 30. I think he's averaging 37 and a half
And I've heard
points.
more
Let me do
people
this math
talk
real
about
quick.
him
Something
fumbling that
like
one
that. So
time in comparison to anything he's done. And then on top of that, he
when
fumbled
did he fumble?
Buffalo Bills game. Didn't he fumble?
On the fourth down?
What was it some
On the fourth down? He
I
didn't give it away though. Here's the thing. He
right.
fumbled, but he was trying to
Right.
make it
I
a
don't
play.
know.
He didn't give it away. That's what I'm saying. He doesn't have any
Technically,
turnovers on
right.
he
But
doesn't have any
that
turnovers on the year.
someone said to me Harbaugh is going to turn him into the Russell Westbrook of the NFL. And I was like, I'm not about to have a conversation with you because he's in year 8. But I hear what you're trying to say. I
Yeah.
hear what you're trying to say.
So yeah, people are saying he's the James
Yeah.
Harden of football and all this stuff. And I get it, bro. It just is what it is. He's gonna get that, but if that's the case, then so is
Right. He's
so
going
is
to be
Josh Allen.
I don't
So
know.
is
The Dirk
So is
Nowitzki, the
everybody
way they
else, you
treated Dirk
know. So,
Nowitzki or something before he
but
won or something.
he's averaging 36 and a half points a game. They scored 40 for the first two, and they scored 30 in the last game. So, but your defense is giving up just as
Maybe
much. Some
football.
like I said,
That's
complimentary
what this
football.
episode
Y'all
is
not
going to be called,
helping.
complimentary football.
And then like I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, you know, I'm a Titans fan. D. Henry is my guy. But those two fumbles that he had in fourth quarters, bro. The one he fumbled in in Cleveland too. So he's had 3 fumbles, 3 games. Those 2 fumbles that you have in the fourth quarters in their territory, when your defense had just made a stop, it hurts,
Do you
bro.
remember him doing stuff like that at the
It
Titans?
hurts.
I don't.
Nah, bro,
That's what I was about to
he's
say.
relatively not a fumbler, bro, to be honest with you. But it just gets to the point now where it's like the only thing about Derrick Henry is, and this is a hard thing to do, but if you can do
What,
it,
stop him before he gets
you
started?
essentially stop him. If you can, if you can stop his feet, bro,
It's
because
super
it's
hard.
hard to do.
I know.
I mean, it sounds easy,
He got
but
good feet.
for a guy like him that's so big and so fast, you know what I'm saying? He's got good feet, but it's hard. It's hard to
He's
do.
got
But
good
if you
feet.
can stop his feet from, because he can't,
Nah.
he's not elusive. Like he's not an elusive back. So it's like if
Yeah.
you can
Yep.
make him
Yep.
chop his feet or
You take away that
slide,
momentum.
then
He's not going forward.
you got him.
Yeah.
You take away his
Get him going
momentum.
sideways.
You
Yep.
know,
I agree with you.
you gotta give the
Oh,
credit to Aiden
he's a
Hutchinson too, though.
dog.
Like him to punch that
Aiden's a
ball out
dog.
in that moment. But that moment to
But
have the wherewithal to
that's
punch the
that's
ball, bro,
what
like
I
that saves the game to me right there for Detroit, because it's like you give Lamar the ball, he's gonna drive. I'm not saying he's gonna score. I'm not saying that, but he's gonna drive. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna do what he needs to do to at least
yeah.
flip the field. You know what I mean? I think Dan Campbell showed
But
Harbaugh
yeah.
what you do on fourth down. Like when the game is on the line, like bro, put your team and your best players and have your best plays and run a fucking play.
I'm gonna go back to this real
Run a
quick.
play.
Do you get this is me thinking, like the feeling that I get. I mean, Mark Andrews, you're great, but you dropped that pass. Like Derrick Henry don't fumble, but then like what is it, bro? Do you do you feel that a little bit too? Do you feel that a little
I
bit?
just think it's just I think I think they just bit by the bug, the luck bug, and then I think they just shrink in the moments, bruh. So it's like, you know, it's just an aura of shrinking. And I think a lot of it has to do sometimes with it might be a coaching thing too, bro. Like, you know, it might not be like, it might not be to where he's really adjusting to like, okay, we're an offensive team now. We're not a defensive team. You know what I'm saying? Like it would be times where you would say, shit, yeah, Ravens defense, yeah, we trusting that. We punt, we doing all this, but it's like you have to start trusting the strength of your team. The strength of your team is offensive. You're aging on defense. That's the thing about the Ravens. They're aging on defense.
That's where injuries come from.
Everybody's aging.
Marlon Humphreys,
Roquan, yeah, Roquan, Marlon, all these guys are 8+ years in the league.
Kyle Hamilton, Van
You're
Noy.
aging on defense.
Yeah. Kyle
Kyle
Hamilton,
Hamilton is not
he's
aging.
not that
That's
he
what I'm
hasn't been
saying.
in
But
the
I'm
league that
saying
long.
like, no, he just signed his
Shit.
second
I don't know
contract
why I
this
thought
year.
Kyle Hamilton was older
He
than he
just got an
was. I
extension
swear.
on his contract. No,
Notre Dame boy, right?
no.
Yeah. I don't know why I thought he
Mhm.
was older. I treated that nigga like he was Harrison Smith. That's cool.
I'm trying to think. So, but you aging. Cal Van Noy is and this is where like as a GM, like this is why Howie Roseman is good. Like I felt like, and I know people want to make jokes about Zadarius Smith being in love with Cash Doll and stuff, and wearing crocodile leather and all this stuff, but it's like, bruh, he's sitting right there. Like somebody go get him. Like washed up yet anyway. Like, so Howie Roseman goes to get him. It's like, bro, somebody can go use them, bro. Somebody could use him. And I felt like, you know, I felt like the Ravens should have did that. Like, but you go get Jair or, and he hasn't played well. And he hasn't played the last two games. He didn't play well in the first game. And then you got Nate Wiggins and Malachi Starks in the back end, but like you said, Marlon, he's aging. So he's more of a nickel guy, inside guy now. He's not an outside guy. It's just I don't know, bro. It's just a lot of a thing that you see where it's like, do you trust Zach or is it him? Not being inept at this point, but I don't know, bro. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. So we're gonna see. I mean, today they play Kansas City, and Kansas City is getting Xavier Worthy back. So we'll see, bro.
Talk about the
We'll
0 and
see
3
if
bowl.
they do it. And then I think
Oh, 1 and 2 bowl. My bad.
it's the
1
one
and
and
2
two
bowl.
bowl.
Y'all the 0-3 bowl.
It's the 1 and 2 bowl. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we the 0 and 3 bowl. And then
Y'all could be
what was I
tied
gonna
with the Kansas
say?
City Chiefs.
I think Lamar's foot, bro, is more injured than we
Mm.
realize.
I was
That's what
okay. That was
from
another
watching that
where he
game,
could have ran
bro.
the
There was a
ball,
whole
and
bunch of
he
times
looked downfield
where
too
I felt
long, and that's
where he
why he
should
got
have took
sacked
off,
a
bro.
couple of them times.
Yeah,
Okay, I was thinking the same thing. I was meant to bring it up to you.
I think it's more. I think it's more.
Okay,
I
that
think it's
makes
more
sense.
than we know.
That make
That's me. That's my
No, that
opinion,
makes
though.
sense
It's my opinion. I
because
don't
I thought the
know.
same thing, and I'm like it because then I'm about to get mad at them and be like, why are y'all overcoaching them to the point? Let them go. Like
Because and see, like I think
a
that
few years ago.
happened. I think he turned the
Yep.
corner a few years ago when like if it ain't there, I'm gone. Like if I'm gonna keep the play alive. I'm gonna keep my eyes down the field. But if I got a
Yeah.
chance to run, I'm gonna get the
That's why it
first
was
down.
confusing for
I'm gonna
me.
get us some yards. And I think he could have done that. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think he could have done that in the Lions game. I
That's
just
why it
don't
was
think he
confusing
did.
for
I just
me
don't think
because
he
I'm like,
did.
I
I
thought he
think
turned the corner.
he got. I think maybe two or three of them sacks is maybe on him
Yeah,
keeping
a
the
few
ball
of them, I'll
too
give him
long,
that.
trying to hold
But
on
a
to it,
couple of them, you were
and then he
like,
didn't
you
take off.
felt it. You could feel it where it's like,
Then they had a spy, and it was like, he,
yeah, I agree with you.
yeah. And then he was like, they got a spy.
It never stopped you.
The
It's
spies
never
never really
stopped you.
bothered you.
You
Like
you make them look
you
silly.
usually
You
beat
make
the
spies look
spy.
silly.
Yeah,
Like
like
that's what you
what I'm
do.
saying. So
So yeah, that's crazy. That's cool. I'm trying to
mhm.
think. That should be everything. I'm trying to think. Hold on. Let me make sure I ain't got nothing. Is that Rashad? Domo? Yeah, it should be everything. So, all right, appreciate it. Another one with oddball.
What's my question I'm trying to ask? What is your prediction for the Virginia game? Do you think they get some of this stuff fixed? Do you think that we look a little better? Tell me what you think.
Supposed to be perfect weather. Highs of 78 next week. It's
Is it
home.
home or are we playing up there?
Might go to that mug. Nah, I think I got something to do. It's on your birthday, isn't it? Is your birthday Saturday? Friday. Okay, so it's on the 4th. Well, give my boy a happy birthday or win. But nah,
34, cuz. Be 34, cuz. Yeah, old.
in that
34.
spirit, I'm gonna go 34-31 UofL. I'm gonna go 34-31. I want to go a little bit higher, but
Okay.
I believe in our defense. I don't think that they're gonna give up just a crazy amount.
Does
He can
Virginia have a
run. He
running
can run.
quarterback, or is he
He ran
just
for
a
a
tough
couple touchdowns,
he can
but he's
run?
not
But is he like an RPO runner, or is
RPO.
he like a scrambler runner? Okay, that might give us trouble. We have trouble with RPO
PO.
running quarterbacks.
A lot of it was,
But
yeah.
that's just a
That's why
tidbit.
I'm like,
I think we pull it out too. I think it's gonna be a barn burner though. I think it's gonna be a cardiac carb game. But I do think as much as I've given him problems, or not problems, but as much as I've given him criticism, Miller Moss I'm talking about, I'm gonna give him leg up this game. I think he has a great game. I think it's the best game he has in the U
ooh,
of L
that's coming off
jersey
two
thus
300s.
far.
Yes, sir.
I think it's the
No,
best game he had.
yeah,
I'm just
yeah,
saying as
yeah,
far as like
yeah.
looking. I'm not talking about stats. I'm just saying
It's
overall
gonna be his
totality
most
how he looks. I think this is
his
probably
most
gonna be the
complete
best
game
game.
in a Cardinal uniform. I think he'll play well. I think our defense at times will they're gonna have trouble, but I think we'll make a few plays as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll make a few plays as well, and I think
Okay.
that might be the difference in them scoring 40. You know what I'm saying? Because they're averaging 45 points a game. So don't like you're only giving them 31. You know, I can see it going 38, 34. I can see, you feel me? Like I'm just giving y'all my honest, just off
Yeah.
top. Just I believe in our defense. I do. You know what I'm saying? Special teams is gonna be big in this game to me. If Colin Lacey could give us one, and a lot of
Yeah.
people think giving us one's a touchdown. Nope, changing field position plus territory. You know, we
Yeah.
got great field goal kickers, man. So
Yeah.
still in three here, and you know what I'm saying. And it's just small things like that. So, yeah, I'm gonna say we get it done.
All right. I think we get it done too. Honestly, I think we get it done. But this thing is going to be a cardiac card game, just kind of how this last one was. I just think we play overall better though. I think it's one of those games where we're not having to come back from down to make a cardiac card game. It's just going to be score for score or stop for stop. Going to be one of those close ones. See who can pull away at the end.
I agree with you.
So I think yesterday is gonna help us a lot later on down in the season. Just being down, the adversity. They ain't had that adversity yet, being down
Right.
as much as they were. So
Yeah.
I think we'll be fine. I just think it's gonna be one of them close games, but we're gonna come out on top.
Yeah. I want to say so. All right. Appreciate y'all jumping on with the eyeballs. Pause. I was playing. Ah, shit. All right. We signed it off
Hi,
later.
boss.